Hello boys and girls, and welcome to this presentation. In this video, we're going to talk about a revision for Unit 1. Now we're going to answer these questions one by one, and we will understand the idea of answering every question. Now let's start with question 1 here. In question 1, round these numbers to the given number of a significant or of significant figures. Now you need to understand what's the meaning of significant figures. Significant figures means numbers. It means what? It means numbers. Good. So when we take a look at the questions here, for example, A, we have 53,876. Now when we round to one significant figure or two significant figures, we will start counting numbers and then we stop and then we look at the number after it, and depending on that number we will round. Now he wants here, or they want two significant figures, so it means two numbers. So we count two numbers, 1, 2, and then we look at the number after it, which is 8. The 8 is bigger than 5, and because it's bigger than 5, we will add 1 to this 3, and the answer will be 5, 4, and then the rest of the numbers we write them as zeros. So it's going to be 0, 0, 0. Good job. So to round 53,876, we made it 54,000, and that's it. And this is how you round to two significant figures. Now let's take a look at B. We have 0.735. Now when you have a decimal point, you will have zeros, and when you count, you don't start with zeros, so you don't count zeros, but you have to write them in the answer. So the first thing you do, you write 0 point with a decimal point. Now you start counting two significant figures. Two significant figures means two numbers, and this is 1 and then 2, and then you look at the number after the second one, which is the 5. The 5 is big, so you're going to add 1 to the 3. So it's going to be 4. So the answer will be 7, 4. And the rest of the numbers are zeros. And here we don't write it because it's after the decimal point. Now, I want you to understand that if they ask for two significant figures, it means they want to see two numbers in the answer. And if you have a decimal point, you have to write it. Don't remove decimal points. You have to write them as they are. Now, question C here, let's take a look at it. We have 56.554, and they want three significant figures. Now, three significant figures means three numbers. So we start counting 1, 2, 3, and we take a look at the number after it, which is 5. The 5 is a big number, so we're going to add 1 to the number before it, and it's going to be 6. And when we write the answer, we write 5, 6, point or decimal point 6. As I told you, three significant figures means three numbers in the answer, and the rest of the numbers you can write them as zeros. Now let's take a look at the last one here, D. Question D, we have a decimal point, so you have to focus on that. Now they want three significant figures, so three numbers. When we start counting, do we count the zeros? No, we don't count the zeros. Very good. So we skip these three zeros, but we have to write them in the answer. So we write 0.00 in the answer, and then we start counting from the 2, and we say 1, 2, 3. So they want three significant figures. After the third one, we have a 0, and the 0 is a small number, smaller than 5. So we don't add anything to the 1. So we're going to write it as it is. So it's going to be 2, 4, 1. Now this is the answer for question 1. Now let's go check question 2. Question 2, copy these numbers, circle the first significant figure. Now As you can see here, we have many numbers. We have A, B, C, and D. Now we're going to answer them one by one. Let's start with A. We need to circle the first significant figure and then write down the value of this number. Now let's take a look at this number here. First we have what? We have 32.45. Now which one is the first significant figure? Very good. It's the 3. Now we circle the significant figure and then we write the value. Now to write the value, we have to take a look at the number itself. Now how do we say this 3 here? What's the value of 3? Very good, it's 30. So the value is 30, good, because we say 32, good. Now the next one, B, which one is the first significant figure? Good job, it's the 6, we circle it. And what's the value of the 6? Good job, it's 0.6, this is the value. Now, the next one, we have 25,800. So what's the first significant figure? Very good, it's the 2, we circle it. And what's the value? Good job, it's 20,000. Very good. The next one, D, it's 0.0782. What's the first significant figure? Good job, it's the 7. So we don't count the zeros. We start counting from the first number after the zeros. And what's the value of the 7? Good job. It's 0.07. Good job. Now, this is how you answer question 2. Now, let's go and check question 3. In question 3, round each number in these calculations to one significant figure. Then estimate the answer to each calculation. So in this question, you're going to round them to one significant figure and then do the calculation. Let's start with this one first. Now, when we round, the 44 becomes what? Very good. To one significant figure, it's going to be 40. And why? Because the first one is the 4. And then we take a look at the one after it, it's 4. So it's less than 5. So we're not going to add anything to the first 4. And when we write it, we're going to write 4. And the rest of the numbers are zeros. Good job. Same idea here. The first one is 2. And then we take a look at the 7. It's bigger than 5. So we add 1 to the 2. It's going to be 3. So it's going to be 300. And then we multiply them. You can use a calculator or simple multiplying idea in which we take the zeros and write them. So we have 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3. And then we multiply 4 by 3. It's going to be 12. And this is the answer. Now let's go and check B. In question B, we have 67. When you round it to one significant figure, the first figure is 6 and the one after it is 7, so it's bigger than 5. So we're going to add 1 here. So it's going to be, very good, 70. And then multiplied by what? Good. The first significant figure is 5 and the number after it is 3, and 3 is less than 5. So we don't add anything to the 5. It's going to be 5 and the rest are zeros. And then the same idea, you're going to multiply with a calculator, or you're going to put the 3 zeros and you say 5 times 7 is 35. And this is the answer. Estimate the answer to each calculation. Good. Now, the next one is C. We have 421. When you estimate it or round it to one significant figure, the first significant figure is 4. The number after it is 2. 2 is less than 5, so we don't change the 4. So it's going to be 400. And then we have divide here. Yes. Divide what? Very good. Divide 18. When you round it to one significant figure, the first significant figure is 1, and 8 is bigger than 5. So you're going to add 1 to the 1. It's going to be 20. And when you divide them, in division, you're going to simplify. When you simplify, you remove the 0 with the 0, and then you divide the rest. 40 divided 2 equals 20. Very good. Now you can find another video for the rest of the questions. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.